pop locking on the dance floor.
Booyah, what's pop locking, y'all? Big Cool Boy, Robotic Puppets, West Coast Pop Lockers, down here at Cool Boys Boxing Camp and Dance Academy. And this is my YouTube channel where I allow pop lockers to come and express themselves. Talk about what happened, talk about how it went down, and talk about what you gonna do or what you did. You feel me? This is Cool Boys Pop Locking channel. Let's have some pop lock talk, y'all. Talk your shit. Booyah!
On the dance floor, I like the way.
That's that lowrider music right there.
Cause you know we're about to rip shit up. Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you
West Coast rap.
For the G thing, baby. Too low down,
I got my lowrider t-shirt on today, y'all.
Unfadable, so please don't try to fake shit. But back to the
hold on, y'all can't see that shit.
Perfection is perfected, so
get it right, Cool Boy. There we go.
From a young G's perspective.
There we go.
And before me dig out a bitch, I have to find a contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her.
Oh, by the way,
and at the same time,
welcome to the world's best and greatest pop lock talk show. Pop lock talk. That's your homie Snoop Dogg. Hey y'all, I'm starting my own lowrider club. I already came up with a name. Don't bite my shit. Don't bite my shit. Don't bite my shit.
But I damn near got caught because my people kept creeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt.
The name of my lowrider club. Don't tell him, Cool Boy. Don't tell him. Don't tell him, because don't do it, homie. Don't do it. No, I gotta tell him, dog. I gotta tell him. I gotta put it out there. Too. Hey, the name of my lowrider club is called Cutting Up. Cutting Up. And the way we're gonna spell it, it's gonna be spelled K-U-T. T. Then the letter N by itself. Then the U-P. Cutting Up. Cause we be cutting the fuck up when we ride, homie. On Pop Lock Talk today, we got the homeboy coming straight out of Pomona. He's been on the show before, but when I first brought him on, it was like 4 or 5 other Pop Lockers. And this dude is too legendary to do him like that, so I had to bring him back on, man. Had to bring him back on. One of the hardest Pop Lockers coming straight out of Pomona. Ladies and gentlemen, today, we got NoBone Tyrone back in the building. I'm gonna bring him in and see if he can rock with me. NoBone, come on in and holler at your pop locker one time. Come hang with your big cool boy.
Never let me slip, cause if I slip, then I'm slipping. But if I got my Nina, then you know I'm straight tripping. And I'ma continue to put the rap down, put the Mac down. And if your bitches talk shit, I have to put the smack down. Yeah, and you don't stop. I told you I'm just like a clock. When I tick, then I talk. But I'm never off, always on till the break of dawn. See you when PTO win in the city they call Long Beach. Putting the shit together like my nigga.
NoBone Tyrone, where you at, homeboy?
What's up, man?
Where you at, dog? Turn your video on. There we go.
What's up, man? Let me get this frame right, man. Let me get this frame right.
Take your time, man. I'm busy bouncing and low riding right now.
Go on and do your thing, man. I thought I had to get my earphones, and I can't hear you through my earphones. But it's all good.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How do I sound?
You sound good, homie. And you look fabulous.
Thank you, man.
Hey.
Bring my little light in here because I was looking at the instructions, and I didn't want to come with the low light look, you know?
Nah, you straight, homie. What you know about this right here, NoBone? It's lowrider music, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I lowride, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta keep it real. I'm gonna be honest, man. I like bumping old school funk and oldies and stuff like that. But if I do play hip hop in my lowrider, it's this kind of music right here. It's this kind of rap, I mean.
Oh, man. I ain't mad at you.
Music.
Wow.
Music. NoBone Tyrone.
Yeah.
NoBone Tyrone. You on my show, homie? You on my show, dog?
I'm here, cool boy. I am here, man. Live and in the flesh, dog, you know?
I like that shirt, man.
Thank you, man. It's an honor, you know, it's an honor, you know, to be able to have known, you know, Mr. Nick Wave-O-Matic Baracos. I mean, he just straight up homie, bro. Just
Hey, I had some crazy incidents with that dude.
oh, man.
I had some crazy incidents with Wave-O-Matic. Hey, man, let's give him 5 seconds of pop lock love. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop in peace, Wave-O-Matic.
Some peace, dog.
Yeah.
Wave-O-Matic, man. Wow. We go back. We go back, cool boy.
Hey, that's
man, I know that.
That's why pop lock talk is important. I wish I could have got Wavo's story. You know, his story is needed, man.
Yeah.
Not getting Wavo's story is going to be a big chunk of missing in the history of pop lock. You know me.
No, this is true. This is true, man. We could only, you know, come up with our own interpretations, bro. So, you know, no one can really speak on the art form, you know, from his point of view like he can. And that's what makes it so unique for each and every one of us individually.
Exactly. Hey, do me a favor, man. Introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and where you from, homie.
All right. What's happening, everybody? NoBone Tyrone, a.k.a. Master of Waves, a.k.a. Phase-O-Maticalized in 3D.
Yes, y'all. Papa's Picnic going down 2017, y'all. That real deal. The whole family's here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? That was the barbecue. That was the drinks. Good music. Oh, fun. House over there. San Jose in the house. I see you, Short. Worldwide, OG Papa's Picnic number 10.
I'm not so bad. I just like to do what the bad folks do, yeah. Because loving love, there ain't nothing like loving on you.
NoBone Tyrone, I gotta have your blessings on being able to ask you a gang of questions. Can I have that blessing, homie?
You could have it, man, but it's only one thing that I want to make sure that I'm going to give you those blessings, but along with those blessings, I just want to make sure that I let you know that, you know, any questions that you might ask me, you know, I just want to make sure that you understand that it's always going to be like, you know, someone that might, you know, pose the same answer, and it might be different. And I'm just letting you know, from me to you, that whatever I tell you, if you find out later through your research or whatever that is a little sideways or it doesn't fit right, everything is correctable, man. That's what this is all about, being able to make sure that we get the history right, something that I might have thought was, you know,
No bone.
Proved to be wrong.
NoBone, don't even let that be a thought in your head, man.
Okay.
You just answer the questions to the best of your knowledge and from your heart.
Okay, you got it.
And that's it. You know, that's it, man.
All right.
I'm not, this show is not here to judge you or anything like that. We just need to know your story, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know you got it. You know you got it, man. You know this is an honor for me, bro.
NoBone, you have a very, very unique style. No one can mimic you. The way you pop is totally different from anyone on earth.
Thank you, man. That's
My question that I have to ask right off the top, homie, and I'm sure everybody wants to know this question, and I'm sure this is going to kick off some motherfucking dust. Who taught NoBone Tyrone?
the city of LA, Compton, and Pomona.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Now you know what I'm gonna ask you. With Cool Boy being a Compton pop locker. With Cool Boy being a Compton pop locker. We finna break this down. You said
That's good.
LA, Compton, Pomona.
That's right. In
Now-
that exact, for the most part, in that order from the time I started to the time that I actually developed my styles. Those were the cities right there that I lived in.
So who introduced the dance to you?
The dance was introduced to me by a homie that was in woodshop class with me at Dominguez High School. And this was like 1978, 1979. And when he didn't know how to do the dance himself, but he just asked me one day when we were just getting ready to finish up, our last period. And he had mentioned, if I had ever seen popping. And so if we're talking 1978, somebody asked you if you have seen popping before, immediately you were kind of skeptical and cautious about how you answered that question, because where the skepticism came in at was, what do you mean popping? It just didn't make sense, man.
So he actually used the term popping.
He said straight up popping.
Okay.
And when I basically, looked at him, and he could see that the questionable look on my face was like, you need to give me, what do you mean popping? Because of course, back then, you look in your Webster's dictionary, dog, you're not popping. If you look up what a pop is, it's a sharp, pierced, loud sound. It ain't gonna say nothing about a dance. So in order for him to make the connection to me on that day when I said popping, you know, I started blocking. And he said, no, not blocking, pop locking. That's how he was able to get me to see that he was talking about a dance as opposed to just a word, right? And so
you were at Dominguez High.
I was at Dominguez High School, bro.
Okay, so you said earlier it went in the order of L.A., Compton, Pomona, but it really started in Compton first.
It really started in Compton. Now, the reason why I bought up L.A. is because of this point. I was an L.A. cat in Watts, specifically 9 Deuce Bishop Hood. That's where my family lived. But then I went to go stay with my grandmother in Compton, and she lived off of Compton and Washington, like right around the corner from Ralph's, man. Like, you know, it was not, you know, we used to, like I said, it was walking distance, you know, for me to get to Dominguez High back and forth every day. So I stayed with her for about a year and a half. And then, you know, I ended up moving back home to Watts, LA. And then from there, we moved to Pomona. So that's how we went.
So what was the kid name, man, in Dominguez?
Oh, well, this guy, I can't remember his name, but this is the key. I didn't remember his name because it was so long ago. And the guy, like I said before, he wasn't even a popper. He just was somebody who had heard the rumor that there was going to be poppers after school on the front lawn, you know, and he told me, you know, hey, that's where everybody's going to meet up. And I was just, oh man, I couldn't wait. And so sure enough, man, after school, I went out there, dude, and they was just, oh man, that's the first time in my life that I had actually seen somebody do the backslide on grass. And it was fluid, bro. It was like, I mean, it was so completely mind-blowing, mind-boggling, just absolutely blew me away, man. You know.
Now, I know that was a long time ago, man, but can you remember who that was?
You know what? For years, I thought that it was Anthony A.K. King in Electronic Puppets. But I was corrected. And it had to be the PH Hustlers. It had to be the PH Hustlers. Who
Anthony A.K. King speaks about.
Exactly. He sure does. You know,
real quick, NoBone, real quick. If anyone is out there from the PH Hustlers watching Pop Lock Talk, please get in touch with me. We got to get your story. Contact me, man. Because NoBone seen you, and that's a legend right there. Anthony King seen you. That's another legend, and they speaking on you guys. So therefore, you most definitely have a legacy to you, and we need that story in our Pop Locking Encyclopedia.
Right.
NoBone,
man. So, yes.
So what year were you at Dominguez? From what year to what year?
From 1978 to 1979-8. It was a trip, man, because I literally went to 3 different high schools in one calendar year. So I started, I went there, when I first got there, it had to be 78. I went 78, then 78, 79.
Okay, so this kid this kid introduced the dance to you. He brought it to your attention, right? He was like, "Hey, man, check this dance out." But he's not the one that taught you how to throw down.
Correct. The one cat that literally showed me the one guy that literally showed me the architecture behind the waves that I do is a gentleman, OG, rest in peace from what I hear, by the name of Anthony Starchild. Anthony Starchild probably was the coldest wafer to ever walk Compton during that time, bro. I mean, he was just ridiculous, man. He was the first person who I seen throw a wave that made it look animated, isolated, and contorted all at the same time. And so once I saw that, I knew that that's the ingredient I needed to combine into my style in order for people to pay attention to what I was doing. Because, you know, if you did, you know, a move that somebody else had already, people really didn't take you serious because they just felt like you were just, you know, someone that was a mimicker, someone that we could just duplicate it well, you know, someone that could probably, you know, follow along well in the routine or whatever. But in terms of just coming with something original, you know, material, you know, or as close to it as possible, you had to have those elements. And so that's what I got from him.
One Armed Bandit said, Star Child was the baddest pop locker he has ever seen.
Wow.
And that's who taught you how to throw down.
Honest to God truth, bro.
So when we see NoBone Tyrone, because I don't think I ever seen Star Child, I'm not sure. But so when we see NoBone Tyrone, what part of you do we see? No, I'm saying that wrong. What part of him do we see when we watching you, homie?
Well, first of all, it's really just one move that he really taught me, because the other ones, it was the arm wave. It was the one with the airplane wave. You can't see it now. It's the one where your arms is spread out wide and you just throw the arm from one hand to the other, right? And then back and forth. It was that. But it was just so advanced back then, man. It was just, you know.
It's not what he was doing, it was how he was doing it.
Right, it's how he was doing it. And that was just the part of the wave where he was just, you know, using his arms. And then the other wave he had was the body wave. He was the first person who I ever seen do a body wave where we would take it from his head, take it through his chest, through his hips, down to his legs, all in one motion, and then just bring it all back up again. You know, now, those are the only two things that he taught me, cool boy. But then all the other stuff I learned from just being in Compton. I got a little piece of what I saw from the electronic puppets. You know, Anthony A.K. King, master of the Boogaloo Tut. You know, you had so many different cats. You had this cat named Randy back in the day that was just completely, his whole thing was just being smooth. I mean, you had puppets smiling. You had this cat named Skeleton. You had, you know, I think he might have been in electronic puppets, but don't quote me on it. But you had all these legendary cats, man, and then that's just the Compton part. Then when we get over to LA, you know what I'm saying? When I see him Bob and Andre, I was so confused, because I'm like, okay, here I am. I'm looking at, you know, the waving and the twister flex.
When we watching you, homie.
Well, first of all, it's really just one move that he really taught me, because the other ones, it was the arm wave. It was the one with the airplane wave. You can't see it now. It's the one where your arms is spread out wide and you just throw the arm from one hand to the other, right? And then back and forth. It was that. But it was just so advanced back then, man. It was just, you know.
It's not what he was doing, it was how he was doing it.
Right, it's how he was doing it. and that was just the part of the wave where he was just, you know, using his arms. And then the other wave he had was the body wave. He was the first person who I ever seen do a body wave where we would take it from his head, take it through his chest, through his hips, down to his legs, all in one motion, and then just bring it all back up again. You know, now, those are the only two things that he taught me, cool boy. But then all the other stuff I learned from just being in Compton. I got a little piece of what I saw from the electronic puppets. You know, Anthony A.K. King, master of the Boogaloo Tut. You know, you had so many different cats. You had this cat named Randy back in the day that was just completely. His whole thing was just being smooth. I mean, you had puppets smiling. You had this cat named Skeleton. You had, you know, I think he might have been in electronic puppets, but don't quote me on it. But you had all these legendary cats, man, and then that's just the Compton part. Then when we get over to LA, you know what I'm saying? When I see him bopping Andre, I was so confused because I'm like, okay, here I am. I'm looking at, you know, the waving and the twister flexes and the puppets and the ticks, you know, and the boogaloo, of course. But then when I see Papa Andre, he wasn't doing all of that. He's not doing that. Dre and Robot Prince, you know, and boom, those cats completely different.
NoBone.
Yes.
What you're saying right now is extremely deep, man, and this is pop locking history. Because what you're saying to me, this is the way I'm taking this. You play a big percentage, and correct me if I'm wrong. You are responsible for bringing pop locking to Pomona. Yes or no?
No.
Question, man. And no, I did not bring popping and or waving to Pomona, but what I did bring to Pomona was style of and breed of waving that nobody had really seen yet. And what I basically bought was a style of waves in which I could actually combine snake movements with isolated wave movements, and that's basically my main contribution to the whole G-style family.
Okay.
As bad as I want to answer that question as to it as being yes, I can't, because I would be stepping on so many of the OG's toes that was already in Pomona when I arrived.
Let me rephrase my question.
Okay.
NoBone Tyrone is responsible for bringing that hood style of pop locking to Pomona.
I would say so. But what's amazing with that, though, is when you're there in the cut and you are putting it down, you don't look at it like you're in the hood. It wasn't hood. It wasn't gangster. It was just, that's what I did as a way to express myself and as a way to, try to put myself, on that next tier, upper tier of its art form that I was looking at. And I said, in order for me to be a part of it, what do I do? And since I did live in the hood, and you did have a lot of elements in the hood that I had to overcome. We both did, I guess when I dance, you can see it in my movement. That's why I look like I look, because of that reason. It ain't because I said, hey man, I gotta, make it look, a specific way so it can match, what everybody else looks at as being hardcore and tough. I was just doing it because of the music I was hearing, and because of the ability to learn all these different styles and techniques and flavors from so many different poppers, bro.
But NoBone, that's taking the credit away from you, man. I mean, it's not taking the credit away from you, but whatever the reason may be, it doesn't. I hear what you're saying on why you were dancing like that, but you still was doing it.
Yes.
And you brought that with you to
Correct.
Pomona. So what year did you come to Pomona?
That had to be 79-8. The 79-8.
And who did you meet? Who did you meet? In the pop world, not the first girl you met or no that shit. In the pop world, who did you meet, man?
Wow, that is a great question. And I remember it like it was yesterday, man. I'm gonna let you know that
Talk
now.
to me.
So I moved into me and my family moved from LA, specifically Was, and we go into a part of Pomona called Ghost Town. And I didn't know that's what they called it at the time, but later on I found out, oh man, y'all live in Ghost Town, right? And so, I was like, just tripping because I said, wow, everything looks so different, because it's Pomona, right? And so I hear it's going to be this house party. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta check this out. I gotta see if there's any, I'm thinking, well, I want to see if there's some poppers, right? So I go to this house party, man, in walking distance from my mama's house. And the first person I meet, the first cat I meet is this long, tall cat, probably 6'5", 6'6", and it ends up being Stretch. It ends up being Stretch.
Now, how old were you?
Oh man, I was 16. Yeah, I was 16. I was probably 16 when I met Stretch. Yeah, 16. And so me and Stretch, we start, chopping it up and it just, exchanging information, and I finds out he's a dancer, and he, I let him know I'm a dancer, and the next thing you know, man, he's like shipping me to all the different poppers that was in Pomona, man. Which ones was the best, like which, Heart of Pomona had, you know, the best, or I shouldn't say the best poppers, but he let me know that, you know, they're like out of each part of Pomona, like which poppers was the best there. Like for instance, like in Neckland, you know, was Cat and Pimo. You know, and you know, another part of, or like the islands, it might have been Slick Rick. You know, another part of Pomona, it could have been Doctor Who. You know what I'm saying? Another part, it could have been Dr. Kaboo, you know, and so on and so forth. So he just he hit me on to everybody, man, you know, and from there, I kid you not, man, I just literally just started battling from there, you know.
When you saw Stretch for that first time, did you also see him hitting?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So tell me how that went. Tell me, you was at the party. What was he doing?
So we're at the party, man. The music comes on. It might have been Big Bang Theory, you know what I'm saying? But it comes on, and Stretch comes out, and he starts, you know, doing his thing, man. I'm tripping because I'm like, wow, you know, I honestly, I just was just caught by surprise because I'm like, man, I'm so far away from LA, and I was just so happy to see that there was poppers already there, man. And so he starts throwing down, hitting, you know, and flexing, you know, and of course, you know, he had his snake. He was a tall cat, so he would, you know, wind up and throw his snake from side to side, you know. And I came out, I did, you know, a couple of moves, man, you know. Back then, mostly, you know, just the same thing, you know. I was more of a snaker and waver, you know, and twisto flexor, you know. I was still, you know, kind of just learning how to like develop more of a mechanical hitting style so I could match the beat like I wanted to. But that's, you know, that's the first person I met in Pomona, straight up, man, was Stretch. And then, you know, he told me about, you know, Cat and Pimo. And man, it's amazing how, you know, me and Cat and Pimo ended up becoming straight up homies. And eventually Stretch ended up, you know, moving out of that part of the north side. And I think he ended up moving to the south side, Pomona. And then that's when he ended up linking up with Stokes and Boardman and, you know, the rest of the Groovertrons, you know, C-Clip.
Okay. So do me a favor. Name the top 3 crews from Pomona at that time.
There was only one crew that I remember hearing about, and they were called the Prime Ministers. It was the Prime Ministers, the Groovertrons, and Fantasy. It was Fantasy before part of Fantasy became the Groovertrons, but I know Fantasy was in motion at that time. So I would probably say it was going to be the Prime Ministers, you say Fantasy, and then later on it was us, the Pomona City Heartbreakers.
Okay, so you guys were the Heartbreakers.
We were the Heartbreakers, yeah.
Okay.
We were the Heartbreakers, you know, and the Poppers and the Heartbreakers was me, Slick Dog, Dollar Bill, this cat named Tick Rick, and those were you know the Poppers in the crew, you know, and then there was another cat. I'm sorry, I can't forget the homie William Lightfoot. We had another popper named William Lightfoot. It was me, William Lightfoot, Slick Dog, Dollar Bill, and Tick Rick.
Now, did Slick Dog go by Slick Dog back then?
He went by Slick.
Okay.
Yeah, he went by Slick. I don't think he was calling himself Slick Dog at that time.
And then who were all the Groovertron members?
Oh, wow. It was, first of all, I didn't even finish with all the members in the Heartbreak.
Oh, I apologize. Run it.
Because we have a rapper, his name is Killer Rock, and he used to be the master of ceremony. So whenever we stepped on stage, he, said a rap for every one of us individually, and then he had a rap for the break dancers as well. And the break dancers was Kim Bass, Alex, Aubrey, Dion, and later on we ended up getting this cat named Atomic Dog. But then later, after I left the crew, they had other members come in and out. But when I was there, those was the main members, man. It was dope.
Okay, and the Groovatrons were?
Trons. Oh man, so in the Groovatrons, now I don't know if Danny Cole was officially a Groovatron member, but I gotta give him some mention, because he was, the cat that literally came from Linwood and had already, moved to Pomona before I got there, I think, or during the same time I was getting there. So but I know you had Seacliff, Dr. Doom, Boardman, Stretch, Stokes, Billy, Lady Tick Tut, May, I think it might have been a cat named Mark Pollard, but I can't remember if that was exact. I can't remember if it was Mark Pollard, was Dr. Doom, I believe. But anyway, those were the main members in the Groovatron.
Okay,
and they were vicious. They were vicious.
So here's the hot topic, man, right here. Here's the hot question, homie.
Okay.
Did the Heartbreakers and Groovatrons battle?
Are you kidding me? Dude, are you kidding me, right? It was impossible for us not to battle. Impossible, dude. We constantly battled. Constantly. It was either the Groovatrons or the Heartbreakers taking it all every time. And after, we kind of went our own different directions, we we look back, and it was like maybe 10, 15 years later, we ended up linking up again, me, Slick Dog, Boardman, Stretch, and Stokes, and I think Dollar Bill even hooked up with us too for a minute. But we ended up doing this video, man, called Wave Masters Volume 1. We even had invited Pop and Chuck and Lady AK on the video too, because we wanted to show some LA flavor as well. But yeah, man, we battled, bro, and like I said, it was a heck of an experience, man. It was just Can you recall? I'm sorry, bro. Can you recall one of the main battles that took place at a certain location, at a certain event? Yeah, definitely, man. It was at the Playboys Club in Hollywood. It was at the Playboys Club at the Hollywood, bro. We literally had just got off the set of Body Rock. And we went there, man, and we battled, bro. I mean, man, I know it's been a while, but there's no doubt in my mind we won. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
That being said, we might have won that battle, bro. But trust me, they clearly beat us before, man. They might have even beat us, multiple times. We might have beat them multiple times, but
Who?
On that particular day, on that particular moment, at that particular hour, at that moment in time, 84, 83. Like I said, it was right after the set at Body Rocks. We all went up there, man. It was me, Dollar Bill, Slick Dog. Was Slick Dog? I think Slick had to be there. It was, it was, you know, the whole Heartbreaker crew. You know, our breakers, you know, Kim Bass, Aubrey.
So when y'all, let me ask you this. So when you guys were battling, who did you feel when you guys were battling the Groovatrons? Who did you feel was really giving you a hard time? Who was really giving it to you guys?
Oh man, it was Stokes and Stretch. It was Stokes and Stretch, bro, and you know, and they were great. You know, they were really, you know, they were really on point, man. You know, really on point. You know, but man, before I, you know, go any further, I gotta give the homie Re-Rock his props, because he was in the Groovatrons, but he ended up leaving the crew. But you know, Re-Rock, you know, Maurice Richmond. You know, he was in the Heartbreakers as well, bro. So I can't leave him out.
Honestly, man, I didn't know the real history between. I thought all you guys were together, all in the same crew, and then I started learning.
No, because we battled each other for so many years, man, and then you know. Once we saw that, hey, you know what, man, we could, you know, if we got together and started explaining our history, letting people know about our history, maybe it'll help unlock something for them. And it did, bro. I got so many, man, we all have gotten so many different great, you know, responses, man, you know, from that video, man, you know, each and every one of us, man, you know, so it was a blessing to be able to put it together.
So, NoBone, did you ever reach back to Star Child and hit him up, man, or?
Yeah, but by the time, you know, I tried to reach out again and started asking questions, I heard that he ended up passing away, you know. So, you know, I wasn't able to really, you know, get back at him again. But I know I definitely tried to call him. And, you know, at one time I was able to get through to him, but just through moving from, you know, Compton to LA to Pomona, it was just hard to keep in touch.
NoBone, let's give Star Child some pop lock love, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds of pop lock love. Pop in peace, Star Child. So NoBone, man, you guys have a great deal of history in this dance.
Yes.
Pomona has put in a huge dent in this game, man. With you coming out of the Bishops and all these different neighborhoods, did you ever bang?
I never banged. I never had to. The beauty of this dance, man, the reason why I was so passionate about learning it is because I had a feeling that if I got good enough with the dance, the gangbangers, they wouldn't want me to, you know, be down with, you know, the Crips and the Bloods, you know, and the other gangs, because it was like I was the entertainment, bro. I'm the entertainment. It's like, you know, and it gave them, you know, the ability to see somebody doing something that was, you know, gonna probably be more beneficial when it came to like trying to do something that was more anti-gang, anti-drug. You see what I'm saying? So they were smart enough to know that, you know what, man, everybody is not, you know, cut out, you know, for the gangster life necessarily. And it wasn't because I, you know, was small in size or anything like that. It was just, you know, it kind of had a feeling where my heart was, bro. You know, I mean, we all had to still fight. We all had to, you know, I don't give a damn what you did. You could not avoid putting these up, bro. I mean, that's just, you know how it is, you know?
You know, NoBone, with your style being so unique, man, and so different, it would be absurd if I did not ask you this.
Okay.
What is actually going through your mind in your head when you're throwing down, homie?
Oh man, that's a great question. And man, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why that's a great question, because I ask other poppers the same thing, and the answers I get is so different than me. Because what's going through my head is this. First of all, it's a lot of layers. Okay, because you're gonna love this. How many times have you said, you even yourself, cool boy, oh man, you had to tell me a couple of times when, you know, it might have been an interview going on and they was talking about Pomona. Hey man, call for there, man, talking about Pomona.
Oh
and
yeah.
I'd be like, oh nah, you know, it's okay, right? So I have this air about me, man, where people, they think I'm really easygoing, soft, and nice and kind, which in some instances is true. But when I dance, that's my time to really put it on you. Those people that said that I couldn't do it, those people that doubted me, you know what I mean, saying like, it's literally that moment in time where if I want to like really express myself with my dance, I could do it, you know, and at the same time play with your emotions. I want to make you say, damn, I want to make you say, ugh. I want to make you say, what? Because remember, I'm the easygoing cat. I'm not supposed to be doing this. My greatest element, my greatest power, my greatest strength, I guess you could say, is the element of surprise.
Right on.
See?
Right on, man.
So what's going through my head also at the same time, I'm saying, okay, this is my moment to be obnoxious. This is my time to you know, to just show confidence. At the same time, you know, it's a part of expression that I'm getting from the music. And so while all this is happening, cool boy, I'm thinking to myself, you are an electromechanical puppet. So since you are a electromechanical puppet, you're limited because remember, you're mechanical, right? And so although I'm an electromechanical puppet, I'm a phase popper. That's where phasomedical lies in 3D comes in. And so since I'm a phase popper, I'm able to transition from being mechanical to wait, snake, twister flex.
Go ahead, homie.
Attaching and reattaching different parts of my body and trying to do it to the, you know, playing it out to the rhythm of the music, you know, and once again, simultaneously, all while this is going, I'm challenging myself, man. I'm challenging myself. I'm trying to read, you know, the room. I'm trying to, you know, to read and feel the music.
Oh, this is deep. Yeah.
So that's what's going through my mind, cool boy. It's the music. It's my the actual moves I work on. It's the you know, it's the timing. It's a beautiful dance, bro. I love it.
Electro mechanical puppet.
Electromechanical.
Excuse me. Man, I so see it. I see it. When I watch you dance, man, when I watch you get down, homie, I be like, God damn. He just broke that shit down in a mechanical way with a puppet style. At the same time, you're twisting your body in a twisto flex. You all crunched up, all bent up and curled up, and then all of a sudden, you break it down to your legs, bam, with a wave that comes back up. Then you unfold, it's just, and then you spin back, it's incredible, man. Your style is very, very hard to mimic.
Thank you.
And that's when, to me, when you can call someone sensational, exceptional.
Thank you.
Because
it's not just me, man. It's the, like I said, it's the blessings of everyone that I've had the ability to be around, man. And I just learned. I took something from him, man. I took something from him, and I made it a part of me. But I did it in a manner in which is tailored to fit my body type, my ability to, transform, and isolate. That's what it is.
Real good, real good. Hey, man, you know what I would like to tell you?
What? What's that, good boy?
Because, if you don't say it, people will never know. And you may know it by just knowing what kind of guy I am, but I'm grateful, and I'd like to thank you for being so supportive all these years. I was just telling another pop locker, man, Scorpio, the same thing. He's done this as well, but you have been to my pop locking video shoots, California Pop Lock. You have been to a lot of my pop locking battles that I've thrown.
NoBone Tyrone, coming straight out of Pomona, California. Coming out of Pomona, California. NoBone Tyrone. NoBone Tyrone. Straight out of Pomona, California. He's still breaking it down. He's still breaking it down. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, Master of Waves. Master of Waves. Original Pomona City Pop Locker. He's still banging on their ass. He came to pop lock. He came to pop lock in his brother.
Yes.
You have been to my pop locking birthday parties.
Yes.
Man, I just want to say thank you, homie, because I appreciate it. You not only come to my pop locking battles, but you also participate as a judge.
Yes.
So thank you, homie. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, cool boy. It's an honor and it's a privilege because we speak the same language. Remember, a lot of people when you used to hit him with that word Pop Lock, they used to be like, huh? But does he know what he's like? What? It's like, and for me and you, it's like, yeah, we know exactly what the hell we're talking about. It's okay that y'all don't know. It's okay that you cats own some other type of, they're on some other, type of level, man.
Go ahead and just say bullshit, NoBone. It's okay, y'all on some other type of bullshit.
It's okay. They're not supposed to. It's okay.
It's okay. I love that attitude.
We speak that same language. So when I hear people speak the same language as me, it's like we're family. It's like we have gotta make it a point to not just talk about it, but be about it.
Man, I'm loving the demeanor.
Make sure that we're visible. We're approachable and visible, man. Because the worst thing you could do is stay out of the game for so long and have so many opinions and so many ideas that might help improve the game, and you may not want to come out because you feel like, oh, well, I haven't been practicing, but man, you got so much knowledge, and you might be so dope, you just don't know it.
I love this demeanor right here.
We know.
I love the whole attitude that you portray, and it's okay. I love that, homie. It's all right.
See, man, cats you even called me cool boy. You was like, man, these cats you had to call me to verify and to validate, bro.
Yeah.
And to certify. I'm like, and how confident was I when I talked to you? I'm like, no, this is really what we called it.
Right.
And then when we got anything, bro.
I had to call my big homies. I had to call the big homies and make sure I'm not running around here saying the wrong shit.
We know what it is, and sometimes when you already know something, it just gives you a certain amount of confidence to where when you hear that word, other people might trip off of it, but you're not, because you're like, and you don't mind expressing where you got it, and you don't mind explaining the history, to anybody that cares to listen. Because to me, I will break it down, man, we can be on here. And I can give so many different examples. Like the very first one, when we first started talking about that subject, when the cat that there was going to be some poppers, and when I heard that word poppers, I'm like, what does he mean? There's no way for me to identify that he's talking about a dance when he says poppers. No, there's no way. I'm used to saying lock-in. We're from that lock-in and disco era, bro.
Yeah.
There's no popping yet,
Yeah.
So there we go, man. So that,
Hey, NoBone. So
yes.
Over the summer, man, last summer, One Armed Bandit did a beautiful thing.
Yes.
He invited a lot of legends to his house, legendary pop lockers, and I'm gonna share with you how I saw things, my perspective, and then I want you to tell me how you felt about the gathering. So this is what it was for me, homie. It was like, oh, here we go. Here's the best way. Here's the best way of explaining it. This is how it went down for me, man. It was equivalent to saying, oh shit, there go Dr. J. Oh shit, here come Magic Johnson. Oh shit, Jordan just walked in. Oh shit, here come Iceman. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was for me, homie.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh shit, here come Kareem. You know the shit. Oh, there go Jamal Wilkes. Oh shit, there go Isaiah Thomas. Oh shit, there go Allen Iverson. That's how it was for me going over to One Armed Bandit's house this last summer, homie. How was it for you?
Oh man, it was the same way, man. I mean, even though I'm OG, I mean, dude, I literally was just so honored, man. Because as much as I, still throw down and I still do my thing, I'm a dancer myself, I'm still a fan. That is so important. I'm still a fan. So, when I get a chance to see, legends, just sitting there, like chopping it up, man, first of all, OG One Arm Bandit, right away when he says he's doing something and he's opening up, the doors for everybody to get together on a project, man. It's like, that's, your moment to just be there, man. And it was like, there's so many legends, man, the LA Boppin' crew and AK and yourself.
That was dope, man. Yeah, Bop and Andre, Anthony King, One Arm Bandit, Daryl Stokes, NoBone Tyrone. I'm sitting here like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? That was cold, homie. Sensei Bop. I'm like, whoa, this is off the chain. Midnight Dancer. Yeah, man. That was dope. So,
Bop and Pierre, Bop and Chris, like you said before, Sensei Bop and Scorpio, and man, it was a lot of cats there, man.
NoBone.
Some cats I hadn't even seen before.
Tell me about your documentary, man.
Which one?
The most recent one, and what's the name of it? And who's all in it?
The most recent one is Wave Masters. The Wave Masters legacy. The history of pop lock begins, and it stars you, Anthony A.K. King.
Ooh.
You got Tank from Compton.
Okay.
You got
Come on, give me more.
You got my man Earl Ingram
Who?
from the Compton Untouchables.
He's another person I want to get his story. I want to hear his story, man.
You gotta get him, man. I mentioned OG One Arm Bandit is in it.
Yeah.
And then you got Anthony A.K. King. And then you got, I already mentioned Tank. Oh, and then, of course, you can't forget, in my opinion, the godfather of West Coast hip-hop. You saw what I'm saying? Alonzo Williams,
Alonzo.
man. I got him in there, too.
Why did you do this documentary?
Oh, man, so that way I could, give people a view of, the Compton part of history. Because remember, I said I, started off in LA, Compton, and then Pomona. So I said, hey, man, before I start, opening up the mic for questions, before I do my own interview, I said, I want to give cats in Compton that I know were from there, I want to give them a chance, to pretty much, say everything that they, need to say and give them a chance to express themselves, about the art form. So that way they can see the art form from various different angles, man, because like we were saying before, my story is my story. It's from my viewpoint. You might hear somebody else talk and that story may not be exactly like yours, but there's a part of it that's already, it's already embedded in your story. It's already like, part of your history, and you, in some instances, may not even know it. That's why these interviews are so important. That's why the documentary is so important.
You're right.
There's going to be people that look at that documentary, and they say, wow, I didn't know that. Or they may see something in the documentary, and, they may see me next time, and they may want to make a correction, or they may, bring something to my attention that I might need to correct for the next one.
Tell the world out there, man, how they can find that documentary, man.
YouTube, man. You go on YouTube, check it out. Master Waves Legacy, the history of pop lock begins. It's on my YouTube. It's NoBone Tyrone.
Hey, a lot of people don't know you went to film school, man.
Yes, I did. I went to Los Angeles Film School, and I was a double major in cinematography and video editing and minor in sound design. And so, yeah, man. So that's one of the. That's one of the projects I'm doing. But then also, since we're on,
me and you got to do some work.
So the second one is going to be. I'm going to be working on that this year. Getting the second one, part 2. Chapter 1, part 2, Compton. But also, the project that you're talking about is OG One Armed Bandits. OG Roundtable.
Oh, the round table.
Now that, and we're just putting the finishing touches on that, and then
nobody's seen no parts of that yet. Nobody's seen nothing of that yet.
Oh yeah, I promise you, it's literally, dude. It's like pretty much. I mean, it's real. Like we just need to do some real minor stuff to it to get, before we can get it out to the public. But then also
that one's gonna hit them hard. That one's gonna hit them hard, NoBone.
Oh yeah, and then we got the 50th year Pop Lock anniversary project, bro, that we did last year at the end of July. And so so I'm wrapping that up as well. So I've been like in the lab, homie. I've been in the lab, but it's man. Once everyone sees it, it's gonna be definitely worth the wait, man.
NoBone, years ago, long time ago, man, when I was still living in Compton, matter of fact, you and Daryl Stokes came out to Compton. Because I had a TV show back then, and that was called Pop Lock Talk TV, and you and Daryl Stokes came out and threw the fuck down. Hey, but one of the questions that I asked you in that interview back then, I'm gonna ask you again so the viewers can hear the answer.
Okay.
A lot of people want to know, how did you get the name NoBone Tyrone?
I got it from my cousin, Michael Warren. He was the first one that literally called me NoBone Tyrone. And he's like one of the, Michael Warren, he went by the Prince of Darkness. He was a DJ back in the day in Pomona, along with a lot of the other DJs there, But yeah, he was the first one to call me NoBone Tyrone. When I was in like Compton and LA, like Watts, I was still developing my style, and I don't think anyone had called me NoBone Tyrone yet. But when I got to Pomona and he said NoBone Tyrone, that just stuck. And ever since then, I'm Tyrone.
Yeah, that's dope.
79. And they called me that, of course, is because me having a wave and a snake style and basically.
NoBone, let me see something, homie.
Isolation. You want to see something?
Let me see something, dog. There you go. There it is. Boy, he started folding himself up. Hey, man, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is there anything with this dance that you still want to set out to accomplish?
Yes, definitely, man. I want to get the projects that I'm working on now. I want to get those finished up, and then I want to do like more bigger projects. You know, something that's on more of a higher scale. Something that actually has a budget, and I want to like include dancers. I want to include poppers, bro. And and if it takes if it takes poppers from other states, poppers from other countries, I mean, I just want to do a conglomeration, man, or a project, with just poppers, bro. Like, yeah, me and you. That's right.
I bet you we can make it happen.
Bigger, yeah. That's some great ideas, man. I'm always,
Hey, NoBone, check this out, big homie. So now, man, they bring in, which is a beautiful thing, man. They bring in breakdancing and pop locking to the Olympics. Now, when we was kids, that was unheard of. The best thing that they did for us was Lionel Richie, and he came out there with 100 pop lockers and breakdancers all night long. But to actually be 40 years later,
wow, that's
to actually have this dance in the Olympics is off the chain, homie. That's as big as the first black president. It's equivalent to that. But tell me this. Who would be your 5 pop lockers today that you would choose to represent USA?
Oh, to represent USA?
What 5 pop lockers would you choose to go out there and say, now y'all go get them? Go bust on Russia. Go bust on Japan. Go get them. What 5 would you send?
Oh my gosh, man. There's so many, but just, in no specific, order, but just what comes to mind, I'd have to say, man, there's a cat named Aki, I believe his name is.
Oh, wow.
Aki.
He's in the United States?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name. Yeah.
He's a youngster?
Huh?
He a youngster?
Yeah.
He has to be dope. Okay.
And then of course, you can't leave out. I love to see Boogie Frantic, Pop and John, Kid Boogie, and oh man, there's so many. As mentioned, Pop and John, Kid Boogie, and
you said Frantic, and the first kid was Aki?
Jay Smooth. Okay. I say Jay Smooth.
Yeah.
I say, and I mean, there's so many, dude. I mean, there's so many, but just right off not really giving it much thought, just right off the top of my head, those are the 5. I don't know if I give you 6, but those are the 5.
Right on, man. Hey, NoBone, I want to have some fun with you, homie.
Okay.
You want to have a good time?
All right.
Okay, so look, I'm going to ask you some questions, man, and you got to answer them. You can't tap out. If you tap out, I'm going to call you a cupcake. All right. Pick one. Okay. Tina Marie or Whitney Houston?
Oh, man. Whew. Oh, man. As much as I love Tina, I gotta go with Whitney, dude. Something about Whitney, man. Something about Whitney Houston to just
All right. I mean, this is your interview, man. I can't pick for you. Okay. That's what you made me want to comb my beard out, homie. Hold on. I love me some Tina, man. I love me some Tina. I'm talking Scrabbles to you, baby. Hey, my favorite jam by Tina Marie is a jam called Must Be Magic.
Oh, yeah, I remember that song.
That's a cold jam, yeah. He say your tissues taste like magic. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Hit the lotto. Would you rather hit the lotto, man, or live to be 100 years old?
Hit the lotto.
NoBone said, I'll hit the lotto, fuck it. Just give me another 5 years of life. It's going to be the best last 5 years of my motherfucking life. Oh, shit. I heard that, homie. I heard that. If you could travel to any year, homie, what year would you travel to and why?
Oh, man, it would definitely have to be 1982.
What? You going to past? You going to past? Yeah. You wouldn't go to the future? I want to see what the fuck niggas' cars gonna be flying. You know, is people gonna be flying and shit? I want to see the future. So you go to 82. Tell me why.
Because if I could go back, you know how sometimes they say, you know, if you knew this in advance, you do stuff different.
Oh.
That's why. That's the only reason why. You know, hey, who knows what but
you can find some shit out. You can find some shit out. And you just made me think about something, man. I'm gonna call this the Pop Lock and Almanac. We're at Pop Lock and Almanac. Oh, I just thought of that right now. That's what this is gonna be. Hey, but look, if you could only communicate by a song, what song would it be?
Oh man, no doubt in my mind, it would for sure, without a doubt.
Hey, with you guys being from the Heartbreakers, would it be Heartbreaker?
No.
Heartbreaker.
It would be Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
It would be Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Parliament Funkadelic, Big Bang Theory, bro.
Come on, NoBone.
Oh man,
you off the chain, homie.
The stuff about that song, it just takes me back, bro. That just, man, it's no matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, no matter how sad or how mad,
it hits you,
I hear that
boom.
Song, it's the one. It's just something about that song.
Hey, NoBone, who would win in a roasting battle? Who would win in a bagging contest? Richard Pryor or Red Fox? You big dummy!
Oh my goodness, dude! I would say Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
I would say Richard Pryor.
Okay.
I say Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy?
Oh man! Oh my goodness! Woo.
I still think Richard would get it.
Hey man, it would be close, but I think Richard will still get him because Eddie Murphy probably took a part of Richard from like looking at him in concert back in the day.
You know what's dope? All of them was in a movie together, man. That was the most classic all-star movie. Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Harlem Nights.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was the awesome movie, man. I love that movie. Really great.
If you could change one event in history, what event would it be?
If I could change it?
If you could change an event that happened in history, what event would you change?
Wow. Jeez.
One of them battles y'all lost to the Groovatrons?
Oh man, that's a good one. Jeez. That is a good one. Probably if I could change the man, that's a good one, bro. I gotta think about that one. If it's something that I could change in history, probably wow. Yeah, I would probably say something like that if I would say probably the Uncle Jam's Army when the first time I met Stokes. If I could change that, it probably I would have changed. I would have loved. That would be the one thing that I would love to probably change is that battle. The reason being is if I could have had any changes, like I would have just did everything differently, because when we had threw down, there was just no type of policing of the crowd. It was more like, just not a whole lot of room to move around. And a lot of stuff I do is predicated on moving around. When when everything is so compressed and tight, it's really hard to just, move without like stepping on somebody's foot or popping somebody in the head, when you throw your arms out. So I would say that,
Would you rather be rich and ugly or poor and good looking?
Oh man, that's a good one. Oh my goodness. Well, hey man, give me the money, bro. Give me the money.
NoBone said, fuck it. If I'm ugly, I'm gonna still get women because I got money. Like Notorious Big. Huh?
Right. Everyone has a different interpretation of what ugly is, but I might be, with all that money, I might be able to get something fixed.
No, some motherfuckers are so fucking ugly, they ugly. Ugly motherfucker when you see them.
Right?
I feel you. Vanity or Beyonce?
Oh my gosh, bro. Vanity or Beyonce? Oh man. Oh, dude, cheat, man. I'd have to say Vanity because it's just such a.
That's my girl.
Mean, only because of the time period. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all it is. Maybe if I was,
you said you'd be back in '82 because she was fine back in '82. Hey, here, I'll make it fair. Vanity or Apollonia?
What's that?
Vanity or Apollonia?
Oof. Oh man, I still say Vanity. Dude. I still say Vanity.
A lowrider or a Lamborghini?
Oh my goodness. Oh man, I'm gonna say a Lamborghini lowrider.
Hey, that was so original. I'm going to have to let you slide with that one. Nobody said that one before. I'm going to let you have it. Hey, Bruce Lee or Jim Kelly?
Oh, my goodness, dude. Hey, man. Hey, Jim, he was my cat, homie. But Bruce Lee? you do that? I mean, man, I couldn't get that from Jim. You know, I mean, that.
Hey, but Jim Kelly had the classic line. Hey, man, you come straight out of a comic book. Jim Kelly had the classic line. Man, you come straight out of a comic book, man.
Yeah.
NoBone Tyrone, I know it's impossible, man, to get everything from you, but I think we covered a lot, man. You starting off with Star Child and representing that and exposing that here on Pop Lock Talk. I think that's a beautiful thing to tell everybody. And how you came from Compton and then you went to Pomona, and you being a big impact on Pomona, it kind of tells how Pomona ended up with that G style of pop locking, man. And that's a great history to know, and I appreciate you sharing it with us. And keep pushing all those projects, man, because they're running mates. It's running mates to what I got going on, and it helps give pop locking that exposure that we need, man. We don't have that industry like these rappers do and these singers and everything. So it's time for us to have our world organized, and shows like Pop Lock Talk and documentaries that you're putting out, it gives us that dance industry,
Yeah. It's true, man. That's so true, man. Hey, man, and looking at what you're doing, you really inspire me, man. You really inspire me, and you motivate a lot of the G's that, was sitting around and was, thinking about trying to get something completed or trying to get something going. You literally are proof that, no, man, you can get it done. You just got to get off your ass and stick with it.
Get up.
Stick with it, man. Don't give up. And that's what I got to say. I'm blessed for, man, being able to have the ability to get, some of these projects, completed, for the next couple of months, past this year, within the next couple of months, I hope I have something done.
Well, hey, man, I truly appreciate your time and consideration. Is there anything that you want to say before we let this go?
No, man, I just want to say thanks for having me. It was a privilege, an honor, to be able to go on here and just, chop it up with you, like we're just chilling out at your house,
Right.
But, I just wish you the best of luck, man, and many blessings, man, on this Pop Lock Talk and all your up and coming projects, homie.
Thank you.
We got to continue to support each other,
Right.
to be there for each other, call and check on each other, text each other. And and I just want to say to Ruckus Williams and UView Media Group and and Mobile Star Entertainment, as well as OG One Arm Bandit and Bop and Chris and that whole, the whole production line that gave us the ability to do the 50th year Pop Lock anniversary. I just want to, give shouts out to the LA Poppin' crew, of course, the Groovertrons, the Heartbreakers, everybody, in Pomona, along with Killer Rob. But, but man, I just, want to say thank you, cool boy. Thanks for having me on, man. Thanks for, giving me a chance to share with you and everybody else, my part of the history, man. But
Pop Lock love to you. Hey, look, before you leave, man, I'm going to throw a wave to you, and you got to throw it back to me.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Boom! Oh! He took it this big and... What? Wait a minute. Boss.
Booyah! What's pop locking, y'all? If you have not subscribed to Cool Boys Boxing Camp and Dance Academy, man, push that button. Come on, push that button and subscribe. That way we may be able to send you an email and bring you on our show, Pop Lock Talk. This show, man, is, to let everybody know that, you got the rap industry, you got the hip hop industry, you got the acting industry. Well, there's a such thing now as the pop lock industry. And this is where we talk about it right here. Cool Boys Boxing Camp and Dance Academy. Booyah!
I like the way you move, pop like
Booyah! What's pop locking, y'all? If you have not subscribed to Cool Boys Boxing Camp and Dance Academy, man, push that button. Come on, push that button and subscribe. That way we may be able to send you an email and bring you on our show, Pop Lock Talk. This show, man, is, to let everybody know that, you got the rap industry, you got the hip hop industry, you got the acting industry. Well, there's a such thing now as the pop lock industry. And this is where we talk about it right here. Cool Boys Boxing Camp and Dance Academy. Booyah!
I like the way you move.